All right, welcome back. This is Inland Northwest Native News. I'm your host, Jeff Ferguson.
And I'm your co-host, Margo Hill.
All right, and so it is another great day to be Indigenous, and we are happy to have you here. It's just been a glorious morning so far. Still mourning the Zags a little bit, but other than that, not too bad. We're happy that you're here. If this is your first time joining us, we'd like to invite you to join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 8:30. And we are discussing news and events that affect directly and indirectly the tribes of the Inland Northwest. All the way west as the Colville, down south to the Umatilla and Warm Springs, the Yakama, over east to the Blackfeet, the Nez Perce, the Kalispel, the Kootenays, the Spokanes, the Coeur d'Alenes, and Colvilles. I think I got them all.
Woo!
Woohoo! I think I got them all. All right. So anyhow, it is just an honor to be here, and we are covering news and events on a national, regional, and local level. And so we do all sorts of stuff. We do announcements. We do sports. Different, Division I students going Division I, whether it's basketball or football or volleyball. We do artists, we do elders, we do interviews, we do all sorts of things, and we're looking for new ideas. And we'd also like a little feedback from you. If you have any questions or comments, you can be sure to. Oh, good morning. We've got Irv. Good morning, Irv. And we got Dave from Bangladesh. Thank you for tuning in. Wow, it's a long ways. It's been nearly 3 months since we got COVID. Have we had any side effects from the virus or vaccines? I am a little irritable. But I'm always a little irritable. So now I think I'm doing all right. I don't know that I feel 100%, but I'm probably 90, 95%. I don't, there's sometimes a little brain fog and a little fatigue, but, I kind of expect that. I'm not getting any younger. How about you? Any?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I'm in my prime. So hey.
In your prime.
Yeah, there are some folks. I do have some cousins and relatives that are long haulers. Down at the Yakama Nation or here at the Spokane tribe, having a hard time focusing. Still having some issues. Called long haulers.
Yeah. Well, we ask you to pray for our long haulers, and I'm gonna ask you to pray too for everybody in Bangladesh. In India, they're hit really hard right now. I know that the numbers are really up there, and they don't necessarily have the support system with their health care that we have here. And so a lot of times they get hit harder than we do, and especially with this. I just read an article the other day that the numbers are really up over there. So we'll ask you to say some prayers for them because they're not, the vaccines haven't been distributed as much as they have been here. And so, that being said, I feel fortunate to have had mine. And, we'll keep them in our prayers and in our hearts. So, anyhow, we better keep moving. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to chime in. We're monitoring the live feed here. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them. If you're not able to catch this and you're catching this a little bit later, not able to catch it live, you can leave comments in the comment section below. We're going to also leave links to all the stories that we share in the comment section below. So if you have anything that you'd like to follow up, you can click those links. Also like to invite you to like and subscribe. We are over 500 subscribers so far. We're looking to hit 1,000, and we're moving on. We got them coast to coast. We got them different countries too. So, feel free to join us. It doesn't have to be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but when you can, we're happy to have you. We like the feedback, and we like to hear the perspective. Different people, different tribes, different areas all have different perspectives. So that being said, we have our first story here. This one coming from, if I can pull it up here.
From Yakama Nation. The Yakama Nation police and FBI investigate the shooting death of a woman at a home in the 3100 block of South Wapato Road on Wednesday, March 31st. The shooting occurred night before last, or a couple of days ago. The autopsy Saturday confirmed that Tiana Lee Raincloud, 20, died from a gunshot wound to her torso. Yakama County Coroner Jim Curtis said that Cloud was killed near Wapato on Tuesday. Her death has been declared a homicide.
Yeah, this article goes on to state that Yakama County Sheriff deputies initially responded to a home in the 3100 block of South Wapato Road, about 2.5 miles south of Wapato, around 11 p.m. Tuesday, and found injured people at the scene. Sheriff's spokesman Casey Shilperut earlier said. I hope I said that right. FBI spokesman Steve Burns said at least one other person besides Cloud was shot, but he had no information on their condition. Cloud's killing is being investigated by the FBI, as Cloud was a Yakama citizen and the killing occurred within the Yakama Nation's reservation boundaries. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call the FBI at 206-622-0460. That's 206-622-0460, or go online to https://tips.fbi.gov. That's tips.fbi.gov. Cloud's death was the 8th homicide in Yakama County this year. 8th. Wow. And we're only in April. So, wow. Yeah, we don't normally run stories like this, but because they're still looking for tips, we wanted to try to get the word out there. If there's anything that you can do to help with this, I'm going to show this again here. Let's see.
So it really takes all of us, giving some information. Maybe you've seen something that you don't think is significant, but, give them a call. The FBI, when it's a major crime, murder, rape, or arson, we call in the Federal Bureau of Investigation to do that investigation, and then the U.S. Attorney's Office will prosecute it. But we need to find out what happened. So if you have any information, please call that number. We'll leave it in links as the show wraps up.
Yeah, so our next story.
Our next story, again, is Interior Department is investing $1.6 billion for public lands in tribal schools. So the Department of Interior announced last Friday that it will spend $1.6 billion in 2021 to address critical deferred maintenance projects, improve transportation and recreation infrastructure in national parks, national wildlife refuge, and the Bureau of Indian Education schools. This is an unprecedented investment that will support an estimated 18,851 jobs and contribute $2 billion to the nation's gross domestic product in 2021, the department said in an announcement. This funding was made possible by the newly created National Parks and Public Land Legacy Restoration Fund, established in 2020 by the Great American Outdoors Act.
So, that's exciting news. Very exciting news. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. So we have a story here that we've been following, and this one is on Billy Frank Jr. Bill to honor Billy Frank Jr. with statue in D.C. heads to Governor Inslee's desk by Sarah Gensler. That last story we found on Native News Online, and this story here we found on The Olympian. And so we wanted to talk, kind of give you a little update. The full Washington State Legislature has now approved a bill to honor the late Billy Frank Jr., a history-making treaty rights advocate and Nisqually tribal member, with his statue in the National Statuary Hall collection in Washington, D.C. The state Senate passed the bill on a broadly bipartisan 44-5 vote Monday afternoon, nearly a month after the House of Representatives approved the bill in a similarly bipartisan fashion. This is really an emotional moment, Senator Sam Hunt of Olympia said in floor debate. Billy Frank was a longtime friend of many of us and a hero for many of us in the state of Washington and the country. Last month, during floor debate, House Minority Leader Representative J.T. Wilcox of Yelm called Frank possibly the greatest man who was born in Washington, speaking to the man's work and ability to bring people together. The bill now heads to Governor Jay Inslee's desk. If signed into law, it will start the process to replace the statue of missionary Marcus Whitman, now in the collection at the nation's capital with one of Frank's likenesses. Again, we'll leave the link in the description below. It came from the Olympian, and we appreciate that. I know Irv had sent us a link to King 5, so if you're interested and you want to see a video on that, it was a little bit longer than we had time for, but the King 5 link you can find pretty easily. So anyhow, moving right along, we have an update from, this one's on our friend out here on the Coeur d'Alene Res, Leanne Campbell.
Yeah, so this was the Institute of American Indian Arts. You can register for free. The 4 directions, projections, sharing traditional and contemporary indigenous knowledge to nurture people at places and promote purpose. So April 7th, Leanne Campbell from the Columbia Plateau Traditional Foods, she will be sharing. Leanne is an enrolled member of the Coeur d'Alene tribe, and she is also a descendant of the Colville tribe. Connections to the Nez Perce tribe. She's a culture bearer, and she's going to be sharing about cultural foods. Again, that's going to be April 7th. It's a Wednesday, 7:30. 1 hour presentation with 15 minutes of Q&A. That's free. You can register for that, so please check that out.
All right. So, yeah, we'll leave the link in the comment section below. Our next story we have is a virtual powwow. KU Virtual Powwow contest time. It's contest time. Women's Southern Cloth Buckskin Sunday. Women's Jingle. This is on Monday. Hand drum contest is on Tuesday. Men's Fancy and Men's Grass. So it looks like the Men's Grass is at 3 to 7 p.m. Or excuse me, the Men's Fancy is 3 to 7 p.m. and the Men's Grass is going to be tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. So unfortunately, we missed the early parts of that. I would have liked to have seen that. KU Powwow. KU they went far and above. They're sending out calls from res to res to res, looking for dancers and giving away some money. So, ooh.
And we know that can work, right?
It can
I mean,
work.
we've seen it here last fall with the Kalispel, did the Prairie Chicken Special and went live, and folks were sending in videos. So, you know, natives are tech savvy out there, at least know how to do some video recording, and they do amazing dances. We've seen it at the social distancing powwow. We've really found a way to keep our culture alive. You know, dancing and singing, strengthens our heart and keeps us connected. And so with COVID, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, with the Prairie Chicken special out there at Northern Quest, they had dancers come from as far away as Oklahoma to come out and do that. You know, we had, I think, a dozen competitors that made the finals, and a couple of them drove all the way from Oklahoma. So kudos to you dancers, man. Hardcore. Yeah. So anyhow, KU has that. Catch the last couple dances tonight and tomorrow. Starting, did it say at 3 p.m.? I think is what it said. So anyhow, we'll leave the link in the comment section below. And we'll try to get those out a little bit earlier. I know I found that one a little late and was like, should we run it? Should we not? Yeah, we'll run the last couple categories. So anyhow, the next story that we have is a Division I. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, so this comes from the Idaho Statesman. Reported on one of our young Nez Perce players, Titus Yearout from Lapway, is Player of the Year. So the All-Idaho teams are chosen by each classification's coaches. The Idaho Statesman hosts the voting process and publishes the results. So Titus Yearout, he was Player of the Year, a 6'2" junior guard, led all classifications in scoring. Again, 24 points per game. He's already surpassed the 1,500-point career points with another year left. He added 8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 3 steals, and 1.2 blocks to lead the Wildcats to a state championship. Coach's comments, he scores at all 3 levels: post-up, mid-range, and three-pointers. He takes pride in his defense and rebounds the ball at a high level. The Lapwai coach Zachary Eastman said, "What other players say about him is he's an extremely unselfish player who could score 50 points a night if he wanted to, but he involves his team in every possession," said the other players and the Kamiai coaches.
Yeah, very cool. That's, hands up and kudos to Titus. Titus, you're out. We have to keep an eye on him. Still got a whole nother year, and we'll have to watch where he goes from there. That's pretty exciting stuff. That one coming to us from the Idaho Statesman. So idahostatesman.com. Again, we'll leave the link in the comment section below. So we have this one here is pretty cool. I found this, or this is WSU Visiting Writer Series. The Visiting Writer Series invites you to a YouTube live presentation by award-winning novelist and short story writer Debra Magpie Earling. This is Monday, April 12th, 6 p.m., right here on YouTube. Free and open to the public, no registration necessary. So again, that is coming to you live right here on YouTube, 6 p.m., brought to you by WSU. And we'll leave the link in the comment section below. Pretty cool. Debra Magpie Earling.
So Debra is a member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribe. She's a professor of English at the University of Montana, Missoula. And it's real exciting. She has a couple of books. She's the author of Perma-Red, came out in 2002, and The Lost Journals of Sacagawea, 2012. She's won numerous awards. And one of my professor friends from WSU, Raymond Sun, sent that out to me. And so I'm excited. I'm going to tune in, and it's awesome. Part of her name is Magpie, and we have a traditional concept of that. Somebody who talks too much or repeats things, we call them a magpie. In the traditional language. So we get teased sometimes, but clearly we have somebody that's prolific, and she's owning it. So that's exciting to see. Little magpie there.
Little magpie.
April 12th, and I know I'm tuning in for that.
All right. We'll have to check that out. So that leads us to the Coeur d'Alene Tribal School Sports Award Banquet. As this tough sports year comes to an end, we would like to honor our students, athletes, for all their achievements from cross-country, volleyball, and basketball. This will be April 7th at 5 p.m. Pizza dinner will be provided, and each student will have a table for family to spread out in the gym per social distancing guidelines, and masks will be required unless you are sitting at your table with your family. I know we all love to support our athletes, but we'd like to ask you to limit attendance to immediate family only. I left the link in the comment section on the Facebook page for the Coeur d'Alene Tribal School, so you can check that out. It's pretty cool that they're doing this. It's kind of unfortunate that so many of these ceremonies and so many of these honoring for all of these kids has just been put on hold, canceled, postponed. We were able to get a lot of it online. This time last year we were trying to struggle to get the graduations up and going and all that kind of thing, and I can't even believe it's been a year and it's still going on. This is kind of crazy. So anyhow, best of luck and congratulations to the kids on the Coeur d'Alene from the Coeur d'Alene Tribal School, and also all the kids on the res that are going to do their awards banquet. So anyhow, moving right along, we have this story from the Upper Skagit. This is kind of a cool one.
So the Seattle Skagit River dams put treaty rights at risk. So this is by Susanna Frame, and she brings us this story. Seattle City Lights hydroelectric dams on the Skagit River were built on the Upper Skagit's ancestral lands, but the tribe was never consulted about the project. So out of Seattle, again, this small rural Indian tribe based in Sedro-Woolley accuses the city of Seattle of degrading its culture, identity, and federally protected treaty rights. The Upper Skagit Indian tribe, according to historians, has inhabited the Skagit Valley along the Skagit River for 10,000 years. Members say that 100 years ago, their way of life on the Skagit was disrupted. that's when, without any consultation, Seattle's publicly owned utility, Seattle City Light, built 3 dams in the middle of the Skagit River for the generation of electricity. Just lack of coordination, the city about the city's operation on their ancestral lands. This cost-effective hydropower for all of the citizens of Seattle, but it really created these painful consequences for the tribe.
Yeah, it really has. They go on to list some of these consequences. The first one they list is Seattle City Light built its company town of New Hamlin on Upper Skagit ancestral burial grounds. That's where their sacred village of Dewillab, I think is how it's pronounced, was located. And we see this time and time again where all these very important historical lands and the history and the meaning behind all that is just dismissed for profit. And it's the whole what do they call that, eminent domain kind of mentality. So it goes on to state here, during construction, the city disturbed important cultural artifacts affiliated with the tribe that are still in the custody of City Light. Utility leadership says they intend to return the items as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Holy cow! How long does it take? We're gonna hold on to these for a few generations, and then we'll get them back to you. We'll get them back to your great grandkids at one point or another. Anyhow, the public utilities dams created 3 reservoirs that damaged and blocked access to important cultural and spiritual sites that now sit underwater. The city diverts water out of a 3-mile stretch of the Skagit that is considered the most sacred portion of the river to the tribe. The Upper Skagit calls the dewatered section their Spirit Valley. So they're taking water right out of the Spirit Valley. The dams block nearly 40% of the river to salmon habitat, according to the tribal government and nonprofit scientists from around the region. Salmon are sliding toward extinction on the Skagit, the only river that's home to all 5 species of Puget Sound salmon. Salmon are a key part of the Upper Skagit Indian tribe's cultural identity, spirituality, and community connection. We have our elders that lived up in those areas, and now that we have the bridges, the culverts, the dams, they're blocking the traditional ways of life. It's really sad, said Elder Marilyn Scott, who sits on the Upper Skagit Indian Tribe Council. All of these things are impacting our way of life. It's really hard for our people to survive. Now, I did not know that they're the only river that had all 5 species of salmon that went back to it. That's really vital. If we want to keep the diversity in our salmon, we're already struggling to keep the salmon of any species coming out of Puget Sound up to any of the rivers and all of those into the Columbia and so forth. But to have all five of those jeopardized through this, one river, it's kind of rough to hear, kind of rough to read.
A significant, part of our waterways and, looking at when we talk about watersheds, that's one significant water body. All 5 species, that's incredible. And,
we need to really be looking and moving forward towards more renewable energy. We need to quit damming all of these rivers. And unfortunately, they are still building mega dams, in other countries. And I can't imagine what the indigenous people of some of the countries in South America are going through. With these massive hydropower projects going in, how their way of lives are going to be effective and are affected. It's just something that's been going on in Washington State for so long. The tribes have really, over the past couple decades, been able to make progress, but I think there's still a lot to be made too.
Okay. I applaud their efforts, and hopefully we can find some resolution to some of those ecological issues. Yeah. I have an announcement. If
do you?
Yeah, it's not on our list.
We only have 5 minutes.
Okay, well, it's just a quick. Celia Stearns posted.
Can we vet this? I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, he thinks he's like the executive producer or something.
Hey now.
Anyway, Celia Stearns from the Spokane tribe, she says, come out and support the Indian Taco Feed today at 11 a.m. It's going to be behind the Wapanet Trading Post. It's a fundraiser for the Spokane tribe. They're getting together their Indian relay team, Spokane relay team, and they're going to have huckleberry pies.
Oh, huckleberry pies. Wow, that's kind of cool. They're raising money for the relay team. Yeah, I'm still wondering why it's behind the Trading Post.
Well, there must be an easy setup, and
that's where the outlets are, so they can go live from their iPads and so forth.
Yeah, so we're getting ready. You know, we love Indian Relay. It's in our intro. So there's going to be a tour of champions.
Can you open that up? Can we do that? And then
sure. I don't know.
Maybe we go and we'll go like that. Oh no.
So Indian Relay has been something that we're enjoying. Do I try to open
hit
it
the
bigger?
green one?
Oh
yeah, hit that in the corner.
That's what I just did.
That, and we'll show them too.
That's what I just did.
We're gonna show you.
Okay, so Tour of Champions. This is the Indian Relay races. The season opener is going to be in Hardin, Montana, June 5th and 6th. The gates open at 11:30. Race time is at 2 p.m. So we might have to take a road trip down to Hardin, Montana. Oh my gosh, you know, we have just enjoyed Indian Relay so much. We travel to it, you know, when we can, down to the Walla Walla Championships. Muckleshoot. So, yeah, Inland Northwest Native News, we're going to go out and...
OMAC? Well, there's no relays at OMAC.
Yeah. The suicide race. But
one day there will be relays. They'll get halfway down the hill and they'll have to... No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, that's June 5th and 6th. Season opener. So looking forward to the Tour of Champions, the Indian Horse Relay.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Wow. Well, that's lots of fun. I'm glad you found that one. You could have shared it. You could have shared it with me.
Hey, I only can do what I can do here.
I know. Can only do what we can do.
He cut me off. I was sending him more stories and like, okay. First he's like, hey, send me some more stories.
And she's like, go on. Like, alrighty then.
And then I send him more stories like, okay, you've already sent me 5 stories. So,
well,
you know,
it's
no good.
Gotta get some sleep. All right. So, so we have about a minute left. We again would like to say thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it and invite you to send some of your story ideas. If you have any comments or questions, again, we'd like to know, do you like the kind of balance of how in-depth we go on some of this stuff, but just kind of skim the surface so we can cover a lot of different topics? Or would you like to see us go more in depth? Let us know. You know, post your comments in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. If you have family or friends that are living far away, this is kind of a way they can keep in touch. You know, they can kind of, keep an eye on what's going on in the Northwest. You know, I did see that they did, I wanted to mention this, I forgot. They canceled Jalamsh. Is that right? Did you see that?
I didn't see
that. I think I saw that. We'll look into it. We'll let you know. We're definitely going to have to dig that one up. But thank you once again for joining us.
And just a couple quick birthday shout-outs. I wanted to wish Levine Louie happy birthday, Pooh. It was just her birthday. She's the original golden child, GC. And Dr. Rex Quimps from the Yakama Nation. It was his birthday as well. Thank you for serving our tribal communities.
All right.
So happy birthday to those folks.
All right.
Again, Inland Northwest Native News. Please like and subscribe.
She'uhoi.